How's it going, everybody? It's your boy WetChip coming back to you with the correct opinion. Today we're going to be going over the UFC 323 card that just happened, giving my initial thoughts. Maybe after this video I'll make like a more in-depth, like I'll rewatch the fights and make a more in-depth reaction. But we're going to start with the main event, and then if you're a true WetChip fan, you'll stick to the end where we go over like the early prelims and the prelims, which were really entertaining this card. This whole card, honestly, I'm going to be honest, super entertaining fights. But we got to start off. Jan Blachowicz, I had Jan winning, maybe TKO late round, but majority draw, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I thought Jan did enough. I did not think he got 10-8'd in the second round. Like, yeah, he kind of beat him up, but people forget, man. Jan was kind of getting him at the beginning of the round. At that, so I don't think it was enough for a 10-8. But at least he didn't get a loss, so I'm not technically wrong. But I guess I did predict he was gonna win. But there's that fight. I'm just hyped to get to the these main talking points. Like Peyton Talbot beating the brakes off of Henry the Bum Cejudo. Just like I said. Everybody was saying, he lost to Barcelos. I remember the name this time. He lost to Barcelos. His grappling's horrible. Exactly like I said. He went up like 15 levels in grappling when he went against Lima, and then he just went up 30 more against Henry Cejudo, Olympic gold medalist wrestler that Peyton Talbot took down twice. Once was like he got a crazy, like a lat drop no one was expecting, and then he smoked him and hit a takedown on him too. I think the judges didn't say it, but I think Peyton Talbot 10-8'd Henry Cejudo rounds 2 and 3. Like, Cejudo did absolutely nothing to Talbot, like in any of those rounds. Should be 2 10-8 Talbot, and then he also won the first round because obviously he's just freaking him. Amazing fight, bro. Amazing fight. I was so hyped. I'm a big Talbot guy. Big Talbot guy when he got this freaking Contender Series knockout, bro. I gotta bring up I'm an OG. Before the TikTok edits, I was watching this guy. But yeah, amazing performance. I don't know who we should go next. Tomorrow I might make a video actually of who I should match up next. Up next, the Tatsugiro versus Brandon Moreno. Once again, my pick is correct. I'm telling you guys, when I say cash the house, put the mortgage on the gambling bill, like you need to. I hit every time. My picks always work. TKO, I'd say it was a little early stoppage. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to agree with Joe Rogan and DC here. It was a little early stoppage. That being said, it's not horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I wanted Brandon Moreno to win that, I would be pissed. But at the same time, like, he was building up. He was building up to get out. He should not have stopped it, but maybe let it go a couple more times. Like, you're not really getting too big of bombs from this position, But, like, it is what it is. Got it right. I think I said decision win, though, so, like, that surprised me. TKO, Sucks that, Brandon Moreno on his way out loses his unfinished streak because of a questionable call, but, it's whatever. It's whatever. Oh, speaking of streaks, Henry Cejudo retired again for, like, the 5th time. I probably already said that, but just making sure I mention it here before I forget. Joshua Van versus Pantoja. Joshua Van gets it done. I'm not going to say it was a fluke win. It sucks that he won this way because I really don't think he would have beat it. Even if he did beat him, I wanted to see the fight play out. Like, it started off really good. But, Joshua Van gets a head kick thrown at him. He catches it. He pushes Pantoja over. Pantoja goes to plant. The break was horrible. I was going to put it on the screen for you guys to see, but, like, I don't want to look at it again, man. It was rough. Rough break. Really rough break. I'm going to be honest, Frick, dude. I really want to see that fight because, like, I thought it was going to be masterclass from Pantoja, and they came out actually looking pretty decent, like, like same skill level pretty much. But I mean, obviously Pantoja I felt was a little better, but I don't agree with all the people saying like it should be a no contest because Pantoja literally head kicked him. Joshua Van caught it, pushed him up, which forced him to break. Him catching the kick and pushing up. So like what Joshua Van did caused his arm to break, like because he was breaching indirectly. So I think it should be a win. It sucks that Pantoja's streak had to end like that, but shit happens. If Pantoja can come back, like if his arm's not as bad as it looked, then I think he'll get the belt back. I'm just interested to see what they give Van because they'll probably give him a title defense before Pantoja gets back because Pantoja's arm looked really bad, dude. It looked really bad. All right. Main event just happened probably 10 minutes ago. My reaction is DC needs to stop glazing. Maybe watch the fights with his eyes open, We're going into it. By the way, I wanted Merab to win this. I'm a Merab fan. I wanted Merab to win this. I had Piotr Jan up 2-0 going into the third because he was just beating him up. I'm gonna be honest, he was just beating him up. And I got DC reading the freaking tweets on the screen. He's like, oh, people really think Jan won those. What? How is Jan winning these? And like I said, I might go back and see if I missed something, but like the only thing Merab had in those first 2 rounds, I don't even think maybe he had 1 takedown in both of those rounds. And yeah, he was just he held him against the cage for maybe a minute and a half of those 5-minute rounds, and then just Piotr just was piecing him up all the other ones. So I don't really know how DC was thinking. I don't know how DC was thinking Merab won those first 2. I don't understand that. Merab definitely won the third. I'll give him that. But after the third round, I had Piotr Jan a 10-8 round 4. I don't know if that's just me. I had Piotr Jan 10-8 round in round 4. Like, he was beating up Merab. He wobbled him. I think those like big body hits where Piotr Jan kept hitting him, where he's like holding over, like literally yelling. I think that should count in the same category as a knockdown. Like, when do you see people crumpled up with a body? You rarely do. I think it's just as hard to hit as a knockdown. I think it should count as a knockdown if you crippling body someone. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're like Rob literally went like in the mic, like they showed the thing. I think if that happens, it should be counted as a knockdown. Even if it's not counted as a knockdown, I still think it should have been a 10-8 round. If frickin' the guy, the bald guy that Jan Blachowicz fought gets a 10-8 on that, but Talbot doesn't get 2 10-8s, and Piotr Jan doesn't get a 10-8 on round 4. I don't know what the scoring is, bro. What is the scoring? Please tell me. Yeah, and then the 5th round, complete domination by Piotr Jan. Like, it wasn't even close. Yeah, I mean, there's a good takedown round 3 by Merab that thought, like, the first 2 rounds happened and they were kind of close if you, like, are looking through DC's eyes, I guess. And then, like, the 3rd round came and Merab was, like, he was finding his groove, getting hit. He was giving shots, but he was getting hit a little bit. But he was dishing out more than he was taking. And he got 2 good takedowns, like one in the middle of the ring where he, like, WWE slammed him. It was great. But, so I thought Merab was back. I was like, all right, he dialed in, you know, Piotr's is gassed out. And then just all what Merab hit him with in round 3, Piotr took that, doubled it, and gave it back to him. Like, it should have been a 10-8 round. I don't know how it wasn't. But, I mean, Piotr's champ. Can't really complain, you know. It was a good fight. Definitely proves that something was fricked up with his hand last time, because it was a masterclass in striking, I'm gonna be honest. It was really good. All right, that's the end of the main card. Let's get into the prelims, early prelims. Starting off, Tajikistan versus countries Naimov versus Santos. I got this one right. I got it right. I think I even called the KO. I'm him. Naimov just looks skittish out there, I'm gonna be honest. Wasn't really shooting takedowns. He has really good kicks. Wasn't kicking at all, hardly. And then Santos, you know, you could tell he maybe I think he threw like 3 right hands in the fight, and 2 of them wobbled him, and the 3rd one put him down. So let's maybe get more output on the right hand, and he's gonna be freaking dialed in one of these days. Abdul Malik versus Chokali. Call it Abdul winning. Did not think submission at all. I thought it was going to be like a round 1, just flatline KO, but look, he got the submission. He came out and was just, he was beating him up. Yeah, it wasn't even close. I think he was a minus like 20, no, it was like 4,000. 4,700 favorite, I think he was at close. Like, it was one of the highest I've ever seen. Yeah, it was not even close. I think it's Ewo. Ewo versus Iban Aslan. I called it. I called first round knock. I think maybe second round, but I called a finish. Hopefully I called first round because that makes me look even smarter. I called a finish on Ewo, and this was probably one of the greatest fights I've ever seen in my life. I'm gonna be honest. This is like up there with that any round for Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker, like round 4 Rory McDonald, Robbie Lawler, round 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, that I think it was up there, maybe even better than that. Like the announcers were saying, dude, it was literally like a bar fight, but they know how to fight. They're just Iwan was in there, just dropped him. I was like, oh my god, I'm down. Ebo Aslan drops freaking Ewo, and it was like bad. Like he had him dropped, and he was still hitting him on the Hage, and I was like, oh no, we're done. And then Ewo, boom, smoked him again. He got up. Aslan dropped him again, and then I think they were like, Ewo was still kind of like a little hazy, and like freaking caught him with the left on a counter and just put him down. Great fight, man. Great fight. I'm really hoping they got the 50K because that was a good fight. There's a lot of good fights on this card, but like this one definitely deserves a 50K if he's handing out 50Ks. This is one of the fights of all time. It was freaking good. Edson Barbosa, Jalen Turner. Sadly, my pick was wrong. Edson Barbosa did not get the sneaky vet decision win. Head kick KO at the end, maybe. Didn't get that. Jalen Turner won. The good news is the stock on my Jalen Turner signed card is going up. So taking offers, just hit me up, you know. Nothing less than probably like 30K for that card I'm looking for. This was such a disappointing fight. Marvin Vettori versus Bruno Ferreira. Such a disappointing fight. Marvin just looked scared out there, man. He had no confidence. When the times he was pushing in and actually putting out output, he was actually kind of piecing out Bruno Ferreira, especially like right at the end. He had Ferreira on shaky legs, and then I don't know if he doesn't have gas or if he's just scared or what was going on, but he just didn't chase the finish. If he chased the finish, I think he won that fight. I think he could have put him down. Like that last like 2 minutes, kind of, had him on shaky legs, and then he was just like slopping around. It was actually kind of hands down because they're freaking heavyweights, and he's just tapping him up every once in a while. But Ferreira, welcome to the rankings. I don't think you're gonna stay there that long. You know, Marvin Vettori, I don't know what bro's thinking about. You know, the crafty vet loses once again. So really hoping for a Vettori win. Up next, I don't know why I skipped this fight when I was doing my original prelims, because this was a really good fight, and these are both really good fighters. So I can't say I was right or wrong, but I can say I was not wrong. I was not right though, but I was not wrong. And yeah, this was a good fight. Big elbow, put him down. It was great. That's all I really got to say. Obviously I skipped this one because it's a women's fight. All I got to say about it is, like, I didn't realize how bad Macy Barber was. So, you know, like, yeah, shout out her. You know, great performance. Really good performance. Also, a legal upkick that the ref didn't take a point for. I don't get that at all. God, dude. Terrence McKinney versus Chris Duncan. This is like an Ewo versus Ibo Aslan part 2. But, like, the sequel's always worse. This one was not as good, but it was still really good. Terrence McKinney comes out swinging, piecing my boy up. Chris Duncan's like, oh, but he's like Irish or whatever, so he's like, oh shit, I can't do accents, and he's like, he's getting beat up, I can't even see, and then he just like smokes Terrence McKinney with like just a random hook, and just McKinney was down, dude. McKinney was down. He got hit and he got put up against the cage, and he was done. The second he was on this position with his hand up, 1 foot up, he was done. He wasn't even trying to move. He wasn't trying to swing back. He wasn't trying to dodge. He just had his hand up, waiting for the ref to stop the fight. And, you know, he probably crawled there with his hand on top of his head, not doing anything, waiting for the ref to stop the fight. He probably did that for a good 30, 45 seconds. And then Chris Duncan's like, shit, bro, he ain't stopping the fight. So he just freaking put him in an anaconda choke. Had to do things on his own hand. Who was that ref? Was that freaking Herzog, I think? It was one of those refs that's just like, you know, suspect. Just let it go. You know, I don't get the letting it go, but we tell Brandon Moreno that's a TKO, but Terrence McKinney, we'll just let him get his head bashed in again. You know, there's probably already Bush up there from all the drugs he did back in the day. He finally got in the right mindset, and it's all gone. Because we got this ref that's just freaking letting shit go, I guess. Grant Dawson, Manuel Torres. I can't really remember who I picked. I probably did Grant Dawson because he's American. I didn't really look into this guy. No, I definitely took Manuel Torres. I know I did. No way I picked against Manuel Torres. Either way, round 1 knockout. You can't complain. Actually, you can complain because there's a round 1 knockout right before the main event, or a knockout anything in the prelims before the main event. You sit there for 20 minutes and just watch the same graphic over and over and over again. Then you hear freaking Lionheart, turtle position Lionheart, yap, and it's just horrible. I like Chael Sonnen, not as much now, as I did back in the day, you know, when he was like defending what's his bucket's son, you know, for beating up that guy. I don't fuck with that. But, you know, Chael Sonnen, 15-0, undefeated, never lost a round. Get him on there, and let's get a sick retired fighter on there. Put Cowboy Cerrone on there. He's always in the UFC events. Put him on the desk. Nobody wants to listen to Lionheart. He doesn't know what he's talking about, and he looks like a pig, dude. Like, freaking lock in, please. And he had a horrible take against freaking Tom Aspinall. Oh, and that's the end of the card. Oh my God, I'm so quick at this. I enjoyed the card very much. Very much. Very little lag on the website I was watching the event on. That's a joke. I would never watch this card illegally with no money. Why am I on Marion Santos? All right. Thank you. Probably in-depth breakdown tomorrow, unless I'm like freaking dialed into the Broncos game. All right. See you later. Bye-bye.